Hello everybody, this is my review of Marvel Legends ToyBiz Psylocke. And before we take a look at the figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging. This is the old school, and by old school I mean 2006 or thereabouts, the old school Marvel Legends ToyBiz packaging. And you can see it is actually from the Mojo series. On the back of the box we have a stat list of her attributes and a bio and a look at the other figures in the Mojo series wave. Alright, so that's packaging. I should mention also that the figure does come with this, and what this is, it's a diorama stand. And what that is for is, I'll go ahead and rip open the packaging here. Take it apart. And you can see, oh, knocked her over. You can see that the backdrop for the packaging is the diorama. So you just take this and stick it like that. And this is a pretty hard piece of cardboard, so let me go ahead and center that. That might work better, and maybe not. So there might be issues, but you're supposed to be able to stand this up and place the Psylocke figure in front of there, although it's not standing up very well. Anyways, you can take a look at the actual backdrop here. Alright, so with that out of the way, you also get a Build-A-Figure piece for Mojo, which is this ugly mofo right here. So you get a Build-A-Figure piece for this guy right here. And you get the reprint of the X-Men. This is the Uncanny X-Men number 258, and a very nice depiction of Psylocke on the cover there. Just a brief look at this, the insides of the comic here. Take a look. So you can see you do actually have Psylocke in this comic. So that's nice. Alright, and on to the figure itself. Before I forget, it does have a peg hole back here, which you can use a stand. Now this stand does not come with this particular figure, but this should work in here to get her up in some aerial poses. So you do have that on the back of the figure. But with that said, let's take a look at the figure from top to bottom. Alright, articulation. The head actually is on a ball joint, but there's actually a hinge right there, which allows her to nod her head enthusiastically. Yes, yes. Rotation at the shoulders, as you can see. Swivel at the bicep. 2 points of articulation at the elbow. You actually have a swivel at the forearm, and then you have a joint like this with forward and backward motion. You do have ab articulation, And then you do have a waist joint as well. I believe these are both ball joints, one here at the ab and one here at the waist. You have leg articulation, swivel at the thigh, 2 points of articulation at the knee, swivel at the top of her boot, and you actually have this type of joint here at her ankle. Don't know if it goes, I think it just goes back and forth like that. So, issues with this figure. Well, on mine, and I believe I saw quite a handful of other reviews where there are serious paint issues. Now on mine I can show you what I'm talking about. For example, if you look on her thigh right there, you got a lot of paint overspray. These bands of blue on her throughout her body aren't really defined very well. There's a lot of paint slop. You can see on her shoulder blades here there's actually overspray. So you do have that issue there. Overall, in terms of just how the actual body looks, it looks pretty good. I think the arms might be a little thin. I don't know what you guys think, but that just looks a little bit thin, and of course that means they're probably going to be more prone to breaking. But other than that, the body itself looks good. Unfortunately, the paint apps are not so good. Now here's what I would have liked to have seen. There are these bands throughout her costume, or that is her costume basically. Instead of having paint, I wish they would have actually had the plastic that color. Yeah, I can see some more paint fading there. But instead of just being paint, I wish these were like actually plastic. I think that would have been a lot nicer. Yeah. Fortunately though, the head sculpt looks good. There aren't any paint issues that I can see. The hair, you can see, is purple with black. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera, but this is actually a purple color with some black wash. The other thing that's a con or a negative about this figure is she's known to use her, I believe it's psionic abilities, and so she has no like psionic construct or a sword or some other accessory. Now we know that the current Marvel Universe Psylocke does have those accessories. Of course, Marvel Universe is going to be on a smaller scale. The other problem I have with this figure, or with this female body mold, is the buttocks. You can see where the hip joins this butt plastic here. It looks very, very odd, very unnatural, and so that always has bothered me. Some more paint where it shouldn't be. So I don't think we really have gotten a definitive Psylocke yet. By that I mean one that really is like knocks it out of the ballpark. Sure, you have statues, but those are in the hundreds of dollars. I'm just talking about a, kind of like a masterpiece, kind of like a DC Direct quality figure, except for Psylocke. I guess maybe what I'm actually trying to say is the equivalent of a DC Direct would be Marvel Select. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. A Marvel Select Psylocke would be awesome. To have it on a slightly larger scale, a different female body type, and the psionic weapons or constructs would be nice accessories as well. So I guess the biggest letdown is just the fact that this is such a iconic character in the Marvel and X-Men universe, and I really don't think the figure lives up to that. So it's a shame. Alright, well, thanks for watching. This has been a review of the Marvel Legends Psylocke figure. Again, this is a ToyBiz release that came out back in 2006 or thereabouts. Thanks for watching.